today we are looking at under fractions, subtracting from 1. For example, if you have 1 minus 2/3. Again, we can always do this, well, you don't always want to do it this way, but you could do it with pictures here. We have 1. We know we want to split it into thirds because that's what our bottom of our other fraction is. If I have 1, which is how many thirds?
3.
3/3, and I take away 2 of them, what am I going to be left with? Yeah, I'm going to be left with 1/3. Or if I have 1 minus 5/8, I could draw the picture, cut it into 8s, take away 5 of them, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and I would be left with 3/8. But I don't want to always have to resort to drawing pictures there. So rather than doing that, maybe you can kind of see, in this case I changed the 1 into 3/3. In this case, what was my 1 equal to? 8/8. So what do you suppose I'm going to tell you to do? Rather than draw the circle, let's change it. Let's say my problem is 1 minus 7/16. Rather than drawing a circle and cutting it into how many pieces? 16, I am going to do what, Bryce?
You're going to take the 1 and put it into 16.
Right. And what is 1 and 16ths is what? What's my fraction?
16.
Right. Whatever the number 1 is, you look at this bottom number, this denominator over here, and you're going to change the number 1 into that number over itself because that is the same as 1. And I definitely need you at this point to write it up and down. 16/16 minus 7/16. And if you take 16/16 minus 7/16, 16 minus 7 is 9/16. Okay, so I need to see this. Actually, you write the problem down, you change the 1 into whatever number it is, and you get your answer there. I know some of you can do that in your head. That does not necessarily impress me at this point, but I need to see what you're doing. The other thing they'll also do to you is they'll give you stuff that looks like this. We don't do this in the real world, but they do it to get you to think about this. Sorry. That's not what they'll put over there. They'll probably put something like this over there. They'll ask you to compare 5 2/2 to 6, which if you think, what is 2/2 is the same as what? 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And how does that compare to 6? It will be equal to. Okay, so they're getting you to think that the number 1 can be any fraction you want that has the same number over the same number. It could be 758 over 758 if you want it to be. It could be 1 million over 1 million. It could be 550,000 over 550,000. Any of those would be true. But I need to definitely see you write it up and down. The same thing is true if you add 2 fractions together. If you get 7/10 and add 3/10 to it, you end up with 10 over 10. Okay, you're not allowed to keep that as 10 over 10 because when we write our answers, we always want to put them in what we call the simplest form. And since 10 over 10 is the same as 1, you're going to need to write that as a 1. No, you don't go to your mom and say, give me 10/10 of a dollar, please. You always say, give me $1, $1, please. Or if you're nice, you'd say, could I please, Mom, have $1? Perfect. All right, for tomorrow.